Hey, I think I did that early. Hey, what do you say? Run in podcast episode 107. My name is Tommy Paradise.
It's showtime, folks. It's your boy DJ, and I'm in the house.
We are brought to you by Figure Collections. And you guys can head over to shop.figurecollections.com. Grab the new Hornswoggle Retro, or the Swoggle Retro, I should say. And grab that. There's a bunch of other stuff up there as well. You can use the code RUN10 to save 10%. Anything on that site. And then also make sure you check out figurecollections.com/store. That is Jack from Figure Collections' official eBay store. All kinds of stuff on there. I'm going to it right now. What is the first thing that pops up? Oh, Hangman Page, ironically.
Right.
A Nancy Pelosi figure, if that's your style. Some Nickelodeon stuff, some wrestling figures, some Sonic the Hedgehog stuff. All kinds of good stuff over at figurecollections.com/store. Unfortunately, can't use a discount code there, but all kinds of good stuff on there as well. So check that out. Faux show. What's up, DJ?
Yes.
How's life out in LA, my man? Well, you're not in LA, in the Bay. I'm sorry. How's life in the Bay? I was looking at WrestleMania tickets today, so I got LA on the mind.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm about to say I won't be in LA till April. But man, it was hot. It was freaking 90 degrees today.
Damn.
So that's why, like, you'll see me drinking water because it hit me kind of off guard that it was 90 something degrees today. Tomorrow I start vacation.
Vacation, baby.
So by the time you guys hear this, I'll be laying on a beach in Mexico.
Amazing. Good for you, man. Full disclosure, we don't know what we're doing for next week yet. We might take the week off. We might have a fill-in guest. Not sure what we're doing. It might be me and DJ, depending on when he gets back. So we're kind of playing it by ear here. So just stay tuned to see what happens with the show next week. I am getting ready for Halloween, man. I got a Halloween party this weekend.
Man,
wife's got a badass homemade costume made for both of us. We're going as Price is Right contestants. I'll definitely post something up on the gram. She killed it with these. She loves doing homemade costumes, man. And these things we're basically just like wearing the scoreboard things like in front of us and a microphone. I'm
Right.
$1, of course. You gotta
Yes.
go with $1. She's gonna be like $801, I think, or something like that. So
Right.
it's gonna be a good time. We got a big one of our friends. He's a bachelor, no kids, no wife. His whole basement is an old school arcade, and he always has a banger of a Halloween party. So we're hitting that this weekend. Very excited for that. Very excited. I can't believe it's Halloween, man. 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away. Do you your daughter's a little bit older. You guys still do trick or treating or no?
No, she's in this is senior year now.
So she just goes to parties and gets
she's about
drunk.
to go. Yep, she's hopefully the second part is, but yeah, she does have a party on Halloween weekend. That's somebody from her high school is throwing. I hear the parents will be there.
Mm-hmm.
She knows that I know
everything.
If you're drunk, and I know everything. So so we she can go, but
I still to this day remember my mom picking me up from a party, not a Halloween party, just a random party,
right?
And I drank like 3 Miller Lights and like a couple sips of like Hypnotic. And I remember like my mom picked me up and I had like a lollipop and a Reese's peanut butter cup because that was like the alleged thing, like if you eat a peanut butter cup, can't smell it on your breath.
That's hilarious.
To this day, I think my mom knows. She never told me or anything, but I think to this day that she knew I was a little different. I was very quiet on the ride home. It was a short ride home. It was like right down the street, but it was like then that was my first time drinking, and it was just like, whew. And I hated Miller Lite, and I loved it when I retired from drinking. So,
right,
so I have those days are ahead of me here with Little Paradise. I'm not looking forward to it, especially with him being a hockey player and all that stuff.
Oh God,
I don't know, man. Blitzkrieg Pro is back in action in Enfield, Connecticut on November 19th, early 3 p.m. start time, because that is the night of Full Gear pay-per-view. So they are starting early. Effie and Allie Catch from GCW will be in the house. They are known as Bussy as their tag team. So they are actually fighting for the Blitzkrieg Pro Tag Team Championship
here we go.
of the world. So against MSP, which is a lot of fun. And the title match is going to be Impact Superstar VSK taking on everybody's favorite, if you've been to a Blitzkrieg show, CPA.
All right.
Great. I cannot wait for this show. 3 p.m. I got to try to make it. My kid's got a hockey game that day. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I will try like hell.
With friend of the show, VSK. And
yeah, friend of the show, VSK. That's right. And hopefully adding a few more friends of the show as we get closer to that event. So don't forget, we've got a giveaway almost every week. No giveaway this week, though. Wrestling Collector Shop is sending us something. It just hasn't arrived yet. So, and I don't know what's in it. He used to tell me what was in it. Now he just sends a huge ass box of stuff.
Nice.
And I find out when it gets here what we're giving away. But Shotzi is still not claimed from a couple weeks ago. So that means Shotzi is officially going in to the Patreon giveaway. So if you are a Patreon member for as little as $1 a month over at patreon.com/runinpod, you're going to be entered to win, just for being a member, the NWO Macho Man, Target exclusive, and now Shotzi Blackheart, or Shotzi, whatever she goes by now, Elite 95. So, and if the package from Wrestling Collector Shop gets here before October 25th, which is coming up, when is the 25th? Is that, it's like Monday or Tuesday of next week. We will we'll throw something in from them as well. So good excuse to get signed up if you haven't already. Plus that's Tuesday. We'll announce the winner of that. So you got till Tuesday to get in on the Patreon giveaway. And don't forget, we got Hey, what do you say? I think we're going to record a new flea market this week. I mean, not flea market, draft episode this week. There is a flea market every Wednesday going down in the Fig Cave podcast, the Fig Cave Facebook group, which is part of the benefits. $1 gets you in there, along with all the other benefits of being a Patreon member: early access to episodes, video versions of the show notes, discount at merch.runinpod.com, all kinds of stuff. Make sure you get signed in or signed up. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcast. Help us fix the algorithm from us being off for a couple weeks. Thank you, though, for everybody who's got us right back in the rotation. And, of course, make sure you follow on Instagram and Twitter over at our social medias at the bottom of the screen if you're watching on Instagram, but it is, or on Instagram, Jesus. If you're watching on Patreon, but the Twitter is at Run-In Podcast and Instagram is at the Run-In Pod. Runinpod.com. That's where you can find all our discount codes. Dean Wireman, our mean Dean, or our social media machine.
Yes.
Mean Dean Wireman. He is live on TikTok every Friday at noon. He also just did an unboxing of Hulk Hogan Elite whatever the one with the helmet is. I forget what number that is now.
Helmet.
It's so good. I thought I was gonna throw that helmet away or just like try to get rid of it. Right. Because I built like what I thought was a perfect Hogan with all these elites and ultimates and stuff, and I kept it. It's just sitting on my Hogan shelf at the like on the bottom of it. And then I have this little like their loyal subjects figures are like 3 inches big or whatever, and I have a Hulk Hogan one, and I just put the license plate necklace around that guy. So
did you get the
Hulk
Mega
Hogan.
Powers? Did you pre-order?
I pre-ordered them. Yeah, I haven't got them in yet though, but I might need another shelf for that one.
Because I'm about to say, is there parts on that Hogan? Like you got this Frankenstein
I don't think so.
Hogan.
Yeah, no, I got the perfect Franken Hogan, but I don't think there's anything on that Mega Powers one that is different from like that. I'm going to need to. I tried to build like the perfect 1990, 1991 Hulk Hogan.
I think you need to do a post with like pointing at like, Elite
what
99 hands.
Yeah. I could do that. I should do that. You're right.
I think that would be a cool post.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to do that. I thought I'm looking at it right now. I was going to go with the ultimate, but I feel like that one with the helmet, the scan is better. Mm-hmm. The body is more tan. So I have the shirt from the Survivor Series figure, the Hulk Rules shirt. And then I guess that's the only thing that's really on them that's different. It was more of a Frankenstein thing when I had the ultimate, because I had the ultimate body, the Survivor Series Hulkamania shirt, and then the most recent Hogan Hulk Rules bandana, and then the winged eagle belt from Forbidden Figurines. But
I love that we posted the video of him with the helmet.
That's all Dean, man. That's Dean on the social medias.
Man, because because it's like I don't remember. Like I'm like it's funny, and I don't remember this. And then finally the video came up. I was like, wow.
I vaguely remember it. Very vaguely. But what else? Oh, check out runinpod.com. We are doing a sale on our store. If you go over to merch.runinpod.com, use the code thank you, and you'll get 20% off from now until whenever you're listening to this. From now, whether you're listening early on Patreon or you're downloading it on Friday, until Sunday the 23rd, you have to get 20% off anything in our shop. And don't forget, it's all new. We left Pro Wrestling Tees, and we are on another platform, and the platform is just amazing. There's classic tees, there's like soft tees, there's pullover hoodies, there's zip up hoodies, there's tank tops, there's all kinds of stuff. There's drinkware. You can get a glass, you can get long sleeve tees, you can get water bottle, you can get a pint glass, you can get a tumbler, you get some mugs. DJ's got one of the mugs. And all our different logos, the one that looks like SmackDown, the one that looks like the Celtics, Lakers, they're all up there. Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, Ric Flair, just the one I call the badge, where it's just that circle logo that we have with the ring in the middle of it. They're all up there. Merch.runinpod.com. One thing I think I'm going to order from it this weekend is it's like a long sleeve t-shirt, but it's a hoodie. Mm-hmm. They're amazing. I have a couple of them from a couple of the hockey shops in the area. And
I know. Yeah. I do like those kind of shirts.
Those things are amazing, especially on like these cold fall nights here. So they're the bomb diggity, if you will.
Well, we haven't gotten to the cold nights yet, but we will. Eventually.
Me and the wife were talking about turning on the heat this week, today actually.
Oh damn!
It's been so cold at night. It's been in the 30s at night, man. It's awful. It's awful. So, one Kenny's correction this week. Last week, I mentioned that Punk debuted at the All Out pay-per-view. I think it was. He actually debuted on Rampage. My bad. Make sure you check out Kenny
good episode of Rampage.
Yeah, that one good episode. I actually got a question that's not on this sheet that I want to ask you.
All right.
And I'll ask it when we get in the ring here.
Okay.
But we'll do that in just a second. Don't forget to check out Kenny's show, The Call Up. He is doing live trivia every single Monday night during Raw. And I've tuned in the last couple of weeks, and him and the guy he does it with are a riot. So make sure you check it out. I tried to jump on the trivia this week, but I was like on my phone and not watching on a computer. And like, I didn't end up switching everything over fast enough. So I missed out, but check that out for sure. Follow Kenny over at The Call Up. And it is time. If you're ready, DJ, I'm ready to get in the ring. In the Ring is brought to you by our boy over at Buy Sell Trade Toys. He is doing more and more with Whatnot. The mofo will not give us a specific time that he is going live. So what you have to do, he's got young children, so I get it. But what you got to do to follow
like a Dave Chappelle comedy show, just all of a sudden,
follow him on Whatnot, and just turn on your notifications for him, and then you'll get notified every time he goes live. All right. And you can use the code RUN10 to save 10% on anything that you buy from him. I don't know if that works on Whatnot, so don't quote me on that. But you can also check out his Instagram, and he'll let you use that code there or on his website, buyselltradetoys.com. So let's talk about the world of wrestling. Man, I know I am a fanboy. I know I'm a mark. But WWE, Uncle H, Papa H, whatever you want to call him, he's fucking killing it. And it all starts with Bray Wyatt, man. That promo he cut on Friday night was amazing. On SmackDown.
Came out with no gimmick.
Yep, I liked it, man. I liked that he was himself, and then the mask came out on the screen. I just thought it was well done, and I like that we're not like diving right into this full-blown return. It's like little things here and there. I just hope they keep that going. I don't think we need to see him like every week. I don't think we need to see him cutting a promo every week or a vignette every week. Maybe just little hints every week, I think, is what's going to work.
I'm going to agree. I did like that little, like, because again, I think yes, it was him. Like, he did like shed everything, and he probably needed that even for his own mental health, just to do that, just to get that promo out. And then they went back into character, basically, with the mask coming out. Again, I just don't. If you are a Bray Wyatt hater, like, message me. I need help. I really do. Like, maybe I look at too much Twitter.
If you're a Bray Wyatt fan?
Hater.
Oh, hater.
Yeah, because it's just like I see people, like, I've seen a couple of posts like, oh, he should have never did that. Like, like Taker never broke character and all this stuff. And I don't get it. I don't get why
you can't compare to Taker.
No,
apples and oranges, man. I understand there is some similarities there, like apples and oranges. They're both fruits, right? Exactly. But you do not. They're different characters. Bray Wyatt's not dead. The Fiend's not dead. I don't like comparing them. It's Bray Wyatt may have taken some of the Undertaker stuff and kind of built off of that, but I don't like. I hate people, like, you can't compare. It's like comparing Stone Cold and MJF or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you just can't. You can't do it. Can't do it. It's different eras. It's different people. It's just, I don't understand the haters either. Like, Bray Wyatt is the most, take the Wyatt family, the Fiend, whatever. He is the most creative character that they have had in the last 15 years, easily.
I can't argue with that.
Just maybe he's not great in the ring. Undertaker wasn't great in the ring at the beginning. Hulk Hogan wasn't great in the ring in the beginning, or ever, really. If you think about it. There's the Ultimate Warrior was not great in the ring ever.
No, I think he's great in the ring. I think, like, most of the critics will go to his big match record. Like, we're talking about records now in wrestling, and it's like, whoa, the guy's won the world title a couple times now, so you can't hold that over him. He's even been tag team champion, so you can't hold that. So what are we talking about here? Like, so everybody loses. Like, this is nobody. There is no, like, Jay to lose, somewhere down the line. It's this ain't that kind of sport, know.
Right.
So, I don't get it. I really, like, I think, we have folks that, like, just have to hate on something, I guess. Like, they're not happy with their life and they got
to find something to hate on.
Got to find something.
JBL obviously came out on Monday Night Raw with trying to bring back the Jenko jeans, the Jenko dress pants. He came back with Corbin, or he brought Corbin out. Corbin's got new attire again.
Right.
I like that whole thing. Elias is back. Thought overall a very solid episode of Raw. However, my one complaint is Dominic Mysterio. I like his character. I like him as a heel, being the swarmy,
way better,
asshole kid that just doesn't appreciate anything.
Right.
But in the ring, man, he was so with a veteran like AJ, who I feel like should be taking him, making him better, right? Maybe carrying him a little bit through that match. I felt like there was parts of that match where I'm like, dude, what? This guy needs to go back to NXT for a little bit. Like, I've seen better moves in Blitzkrieg, not to knock Blitzkrieg at all, but we're talking WWE versus an indie promotion, right? So
the more polished.
Exactly. Thing. More polished. That's a perfect way to put it, DJ. Where he's doing those, the Eddie Guerrero suplexes, the Three Amigos. And the first one, he like didn't roll over right away. Like he was waiting for almost like he was waiting for AJ to do something and I was just like, oh, okay, you fucked that up.
No,
And then he did it
the
again.
Three Amigos.
Yeah, he did the second one. He did it again. And I was just like, all right, I know he's still very young, but he is very, very rusty.
The slowed down match, like you're saying, like because when you're a heel and you're trying to get the crowd to boo you and everything, like you got to slow the match down as a heel. That's kind of part of it. Like because the crowd wants to see a faster pace, and you're being a heel and going slower, you're getting on people's nerves even more. It's kind of part of the psychology. So he slowed down, but see, as a baby face with his dad, it was an up tempo. So that style is totally different, and you can hide certain things when you're up tempo.
Yep.
Now slowed down, you're gonna see more of the, if something doesn't look quite right, or like the only you're saying, the only move I thought he did excellent was the Eddie Guerrero sling, like the guy's in the ring and he's on the apron and the slingshot over.
Yep.
After you do the shoulder shimmy.
Yep.
He did that perfectly. Even looked like a Guerrero, like he had his legs all twirled up like a Guerrero, but that was it. Like that was the move of the match for me. After that, like you said, it looked a little sluggish after that.
Yeah. But the rest of Raw, the rest of SmackDown, I mean, solid stuff. There's a lot going on in WWE, and I wasn't all. I was talking about this with Dean earlier today. I'm not huge on, or I wasn't huge on Judgment Day, but I'm coming around on them, even with Dominic being, a little green and things like that.
Yep.
But I like Corbin. I don't love Corbin's new gear. I don't know. I like him being with JBL.
Right.
Obviously, like I just made a list here: Bloodline, Judgment Day. I can't read part of my writing. Riddle, Seth Rollins, KO. Obviously, Elias is back. Like, there's just so much good going on in WWE right now.
That's just Raw.
That's just Raw, right? The Alpha Academy. I'm using "Shush, please" at trivia. Like, that's catchy as hell. My kid, we're walking home from a hockey game the other night, or not walking home from a hockey game, walking to the parking lot from a from a minor league hockey game here in our area. And he just says that randomly. And somebody goes, "Oh, somebody's a wrestling fan," like in the crowd. And I'm like, that's how you know that shit's getting over. Like that's where, people are like, "Oh, WWE is not building stars." That is the definition. If you yell that out in the middle of a crowd and somebody says something like that, you're getting over on the mainstream, I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just, again, I love WWE. I've always been team WWE. I fully admit that, but I just think, and I admit the product got stale for a long time.
Yes, it did.
But what they're doing right now, like Monday Night Raw, I'm like rushing home from trivia to watch it. Like, it's just so good right now.
No, they got some good programming going now. I think I think they got rid of the this television sitcom writers. Like, this is not a sitcom.
Yep.
You cannot write it that way. And I think that's, I think that's why we had all those repeat matches and everything, because that's what happens on a sitcom, right? You see the same characters, you've seen Jerry and his friends at the diner.
Yep.
A bunch of times, because that's the show, right? So that's what they're used to writing, and you can't do wrestling like that.
Right. And good matches too, not just good storylines, good matches.
Yeah, and like in a mixed bag of matches. I mean, we had a U.S. title, like we had a banger of a U.S. title match.
That's right.
Just on a Monday, just a random Monday night, and a banger of a U.S. title match.
Yeah, I didn't even mention that, actually. And like, I find myself, I don't know about you, but I find myself on Friday nights, like Friday nights, a kid has hockey practice. So I'm literally like, we're driving home at 8:00 and I'm like, I can't wait. Like, I just want to get home, pop a gummy, chill out and watch SmackDown. Like, that's my, like, the Friday night thing right now, because unless there's like a hockey game on or something else. And I remember being on this show, on our show, talking about the fact that, like, SmackDown's just there. You know, like not really, like, even if we're out doing something on a Friday night, I will be checking my phone to see, like, what's going on SmackDown. What did Sami Zayn do? What am I missing? Like, what did Drew do? What did Karrion Kross do? Street Profits, all these. Like, all these guys that are on there, they're just, I think, I hate to admit it, but I think Vince had to go. Obviously, Vince had to go. Obviously, Vince had to go.
Well, I mean, that's how it. I mean, like, I'll totally admit, like in the end, like Al Davis was dragging down the product.
That is a perfect example.
You got currently, I think Jerry Jones is jacking up that team. Like so, and so on. Like I'm sure Yankee fans will got somebody they want to mention in this conversation. So man, it just you have these guys that were geniuses for a good amount of time, get older, and then that progression is just it's hard to it's hard for sometimes someone that age to progress.
Yep.
And it needed to.
Yeah.
It needed to, having a character that you made up all the time, changing that, having these dumb name changes, just to change it. Even though I like Gunther better, by the way.
I'm coming around on Gunther.
Yeah, I was like, that's the one. I was like, you know what? Gunther is a better name.
I'm coming around on Butch too, because I just think he's doing such a good job with the character.
Yeah, I think because the other character is it wasn't believable that he was ever he wasn't gonna get in the ring with one. I didn't believe him getting in the ring with say even one of the Usos, right? I'm like, that guy's not beating one of the Usos. I don't care. But now you got this crazy guy that you don't know what the hell's going to happen. Like he I've been watching Tales from the Territories, and now he reminds me of Mad Dog Vachon.
Yeah.
so bam, a better character.
I feel like there's more of a comedic element to him than Mad Dog Vachon, but
what I mean.
I know what you're saying.
Tasmanian devil kind of thing.
And I think they were trying to make him like a Gunther character, where he's just this badass, but again, his size,
no, it's not believable.
Isn't believable, right? But well, I'm not gonna say it. We're gonna start a swear jar. Last week I said, what else do we got here? Because I kept losing my place. I got people sending me Mike Lanham sending me
drinking game.
Mike Lanham sending me eBay deals right now. Distracting me. So boy. Not on wrestling figures. He's sending me there's a Life, the magazine, special edition where it's 30 years of Cheers.
Oh wow.
And he found it on eBay for half price, brand new. So he sent me the link. So I was in the middle of purchasing that. I'm sorry.
Hey, there's nothing wrong. Hey, that's the one thing. If you're purchasing something during recording, that is totally okay.
Anything else WWE side that you that caught your eye this week? I know we got some news we'll jump into here in a second. But I wanted to talk about AEW before we do that, or NXT, either one. And then I can't
real quick on WWE, and then we can move to that stuff. Is I was looking at the commercial for Crown Jewel. I think I want to go one time.
Really?
Yeah, I think I want to go one time. Just to see what it's like.
I think I have no desire to ever go to Saudi Arabia.
Well, I mean, I
don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's a couple reasons, but but
I can think of
that part of Saudi Arabia, you'll be all right.
I can think of 150 other places I'd rather go.
It's a lot of places.
Yeah.
So what do you know about Saudi Arabia?
Nothing.
Exactly. So that's what, and I guess that's what I'm really starting to feel yes, there were some bad people in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And some things happened. I get that. But if we let that be the precedent, then
America's bad.
And other Japan. Hello.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go anywhere in Russia. You wouldn't go anywhere in Germany.
Wouldn't go anywhere in Russia.
But you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So especially Russia right now. That was But you wouldn't go anywhere near. You wouldn't go to Lithuania either. You wouldn't go anywhere.
Right.
And
so that's a very good point, TJ.
So I'm just I'm pretty sure the stuff I'm not letting what some people decided to do represent an entire country, because if we did that again, Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some groups in America that do not represent what you feel or what you think, but yet they're out in public, doing whatever. So it's just like, that's not fair.
Yep.
Every time I see Crown Jewel, every single person in the audience is having a great time. Every single person. And that I don't see that at every show.
Hey, all right. Fair enough. Fair enough, my man.
Give him a chance. That's all I'm saying.
I'm still sick if you guys can't tell. I keep coughing. I keep having to mute my mic.
You got that? You still got the pneumonia?
The same thing, dude. I went to the doctor the other day and they were like, no, you don't have pneumonia. My wife's pissed though, because they keep giving me like like a telehealth appointment, not like a real appointment.
Yeah, no, you need a doctor to listen and look.
So I went in though, or I went on the telehealth appointment, and she's like, "No, you don't have pneumonia. Let's do an X-ray just in case." And I'm like, "All right." So they did an X-ray, and it came back with nothing. There was nothing. I had nothing going on. So I'm like, "All right, cool." They prescribed more medicine, but then the lady messed up the medicine. So I got like my first 2 doses of Zithromax, but I'm still waiting for like the rest of it. So. But I'm still like hacking up a lung here. It's been like 3 weeks that I've been hacking up lungs. So, I don't know, man. It sucks. It sucks. I'm ready to be back to normal. But all right, we got Halloween Havoc, NXT Halloween Havoc this week. We're not going to make picks for this because neither one of us have been following NXT too closely. I will say NXT going up against AEW on Tuesday night. I love that NXT brought in some of the big guns with WWE.
Pick your poison.
yeah, exactly. So, but with Halloween Havoc this week, man, there is some good stuff going on. And every match is a gimmick match except for the Mandy Rose versus Alba Fire. That is just a regular singles match. Okay. But we've got a triple threat match, Braun Breaker, Ilya Dragunov, and JD McDonough. That is a triple threat for the NXT Championship. Mandy Rose, Alba Fire. We just talked about that. Singles match for NXT Women's Championship. Carmelo Hayes, Oro Mensah, Wesley, Von Wagner, and Nathan Frazier. A ladder match for the NXT North American Championship. Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade. Spin the wheel, make the deal. Weapons wild match. Ambulance match, Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp, and spin the wheel, make the deal. To be determined, Apollo Crews versus Grayson Waller. I forgot Apollo Crews is down in NXT. So
spin the wheel, make the deal.
Sounds like it's going to be a pretty good pay-per-view or premium live event. This is actually a premium live event. It's not just a like a Tuesday night deal. It's,
nice. Good.
October 22nd. That's this Saturday. So might check that out after the Halloween party. But I haven't watched the NXT actual pay-per-view in quite some time. So there's just we've talked about it before, man.
Yeah.
So much wrestling on.
And they always a lot of the time, I should say, they have it on their Tuesday night slot, which doesn't make it feel like, as much as they try, it doesn't really feel like a big event.
Yeah.
So now it gives a big fight feel that it's on Saturday night. So I think that'll be better. And Halloween Havoc, they usually do a really good job.
They do.
Like the Halloween Havocs have been good in the past. So let's, hopefully they can keep it rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's that brings us to AEW. This past week, Hangman Page knocked himself out.
Damn.
Which AEW was actually on at the bar that I do trivia at randomly on one of the TVs, and I just happened to be like walking by, and I saw that happen, and then I just saw him laying there, and the doctor come up, and I'm like, did he just really not like hurt himself? Like, what the hell? And then obviously it comes out that he knocked himself out, got a concussion, and He's doing much better today, but I just man, the rest of it AEW was kind of a dud, but that MJF promo though,
MJF saved the show.
yeah,
Because I watched this whole show. So in the 6-man match, you had I think Phoenix hurt somebody.
yep,
On that finisher. You had a women's match where the women's match was actually decent, by the way. Like that I will say that the match was decent. What happened after the Donnybrook after was not good.
The Donnybrook after just felt so weird.
Well, because you had Paige is rusty as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nothing she's doing right now looks any good. Like it looks like she hasn't even practiced in a long time. Is what it looks like. Riho is on my list of Goldberg wrestlers. I don't get it. Like another one that I don't get. Like she's not good. But hey, she ran out there, and I'm supposed to believe that she's knocking these. This 50-pound woman is knocking people off their feet. And so I was just like, oh god, this is what's exciting. Like that's exciting. Like the return of Riho. So I'm just
I was watching that and in my mind, like I know it's so cliche and like such an old line, but I was like, and the crowd goes mild.
Yes,
like nobody cared,
dude. Along with her, by now clearance peg warmer of an action figure, let you get one of the one in 1,000 figures.
Back to that MJF promo though, man. I hope every line in that was true. Like dude. I hope none of that was fabricated.
Yes,
because there was some lines in that.
You had two people that can tell a story. And in that ring, like they did, it was great. That was such a good promo. MJF is like, I'm sorry, like I just feel like he is like this is who I'd be hitching my wagon to.
Yeah,
like if I'm AEW.
And not for nothing, MJF obviously was the star of that promo, but if you go back and watch it, watch Regal. Obviously, he knows what he's doing, but he is so good. And I love that he had the brass knuckles out at first.
Yes.
I love that he said, what did he say? He said, you've had it easy, sunshine. Because when he was 15, 16 years old, guys were beating his face, beating him in the face, and he's bleeding out of every hole in his face. And if you have not seen that promo, go back and watch it. It is worth the 14 minutes or whatever it is to watch it. 100% worth it. Again, got to give credit where it's due, man. That I wish the rest of the show was as good or decent up to that point, but it was just like, man,
the world title match until that point should have been like, I think they were building into a good match until that happened.
I hope someday I love something as much as Jon Moxley loves bleeding.
I mean, geez. Yeah, no, I'm gonna agree with that. Like that's
wow. So Jericho signed a 3-year extension with AEW. You got any thoughts on that?
I don't like Chris Jericho.
I said it a million times on here that I have soured on him so much, and I'm sick of him.
Damn, I'm just like, and if you're defending this, so like, I mean, okay, so he got a 3-year extension. That I get it, but I'm just talking about the push and the like he's on way too much.
I do crack up or crack a smirk every time I hear him say Ring of Jericho.
Well, every time he renames something, it's funny.
Yeah,
I get that. But God, like I just like you'll hear more about this in my winners and losers.
All right. So we'll fast forward then here a little bit. Day one, the premium live event officially canceled. There will be no day one. I think that's a good move for WWE, to be honest with you. New Year's Day is a Sunday this year, and obviously that's the NFL's day. Even the NHL was like, we're moving the Winter Classic to January 2nd because everybody's off that day anyway, because they know the NFL is king.
Right.
But it sounds like that pay-per-view is not coming back at all. And it sounds like gimmick premium live events are a thing of the past soon. Tables, ladders, and chairs is getting wiped out. Rumor has it. I'm all for this. I like think about going back to like the Attitude Era. Not that the Attitude Era defines everything, but like we had Judgment Day, we had Backlash, we had I can't remember some of the Great American Bash, Bash at the Beach, these Starrcade, these other pay-per-views where we didn't need this. Oh, Hell in a Cell. There's going to be 6 Hell in a Cell matches. Not that there was ever 6 in one night, but you know what I'm saying? Where it's like we got to at least have 2 or 3 Hell in a Cell matches to make this thing worth it. No, make the Hell in a Cell not a pay-per-view. I understand there's logistics with the Hell in a Cell where you have to like have a certain arena that can hold it and things like that. Right. But have that be, we don't need to see Hell in a Cell every year, right?
No.
Like make that a special. We don't see a steel cage match all the time. Make Hell in a Cell a special gimmick that only comes out once in a great while. Make, a table, ladders, and chairs match, something that comes out only once in a while. Like where it makes sense. Use it where it makes sense.
I agree. Like Hell in a Cell should be like, a fiery feud, like a feud that's just on fire. And okay, we need a huge, climax to this rivalry.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell, right? We got all these teams, all these tag teams that should be wrestling for the World Tag Team title. Tables, ladders, and chairs.
Right.
But not just, like you said, not just where, every year, here we go, every year, we're going to see this. And, so it's, again, it's a great, I don't think you need one thing AEW does correctly is I don't think you need a big show every month.
No, I don't think so either. I'm actually hoping that with them cutting these, like cutting day 1, that means it's going to go from, I just read this and I can't remember what I don't think it's Survivor Series to Royal Rumble. I think there is one pay-per-view in between there, maybe Elimination Chamber.
Because when's Royal Rumble?
January.
Okay. So there you go. There's your January show, right?
Yeah.
Or even
I still think it should be, Survivor Series, maybe one in December, one in January, and then nothing till WrestleMania. I think that's what I read today was it's Royal Rumble and then nothing till WrestleMania, which I think is what it should be.
Such a tough month.
Yeah.
It's usually very slow in December.
Yep.
I almost think they should take the month off, do like a access tour.
Yeah. We've talked about that before.
Yeah. Yep. And then just, they just take that month like that. Maybe that's even the draft.
Yep.
And then, boom. And then you start your, like right after the draft, you go right into, to Royal Rumble.
Yep.
And then, Mania season, which I think that would be great.
I agree.
Because everybody's got too much stuff to do in December.
Yeah. 100%. There's also a Vince doc coming to Vice, and it was supposed to air on October 18th, which was this week.
Mm-hmm.
It did not air. Nobody knows why. But it's supposed to talk about, everything. Okay. And I'm wondering if like there's bits and pieces of this actually from like the Netflix one that was scrapped once all this stuff about him came out. And so it was supposed to be on, obviously last night it was AEW, it was NXT. It was supposed to come on Vice, which is that the channel that has the I forget what they're called now. You just talked about them. Dark Side and the Road.
Tales from the Territory.
Tales from the Territory. That's what I was gonna say. So according to Meltzer, it's supposed to come out like the day. Yeah. Here it is. Vice TV has been working on a new documentary about the life and career of Vince McMahon, but fans will have to wait a little longer to see it. It was originally slated to air on October 18th from 8 to 10 p.m. Documentary will feature coverage of the hush money scandal over alleged sexual misconduct broken by the Wall Street Journal that led to McMahon's resignation from WWE in July. Meltzer of Wrestling Observer noted in Sunday's daily update that the Vice schedule on October 18th lists other programming from 8 to 10 repeats of the first 2 Tales of the Territory episodes that have already aired in that time slot. The new premiere date for the documentary is unclear, but the change was likely made because both AEW and NXT are airing in the same time slot.
And probably I'm going to guess some making sure they're covering their butts in litigation here.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Is like, I wonder if this is, I would expect it to air at some point, but I wanted to know, like, I have a feeling, or maybe even Vince was like, hey, you guys are not going to air that. Here's some money. Like, now I would not put that past him. You know what I'm saying?
Or even defamation suits are real, man. Like, right. I mean, there's been a couple successful ones recently, in which, you know, now we're even seeing George Floyd's family just put one on Kanye. Because, you know, he said a bunch of things that were not true. Like they you know, in a court of law, and everything weren't true. So boom, he's got that in his lap. So It's like, defamation is real. Like, so that's what, you know, I don't know if he did that or if he said, look, you know, if you got anything in this that is not true, or, you know, it's just kind of rumor, you know, if you're getting half of your information from Dave Metzler, guess what? I will, you'll be hearing from my lawyer. And I think that's when they had oh, let's think about this. Let's put some Tales from the Territories on and let's think about this.
Yep. And then the last thing I had, actually, that was it for running through the week in wrestling. We got some winners and losers here. Let's bust those out. But first, you guys got to hear about our pubes, or lack thereof.
Support for the Run-In Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package is the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. We've got 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code RUN20 at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, it's about 12 million balls. We've all been there, getting ready for a little date night action. You're shaving your face and you look down and you say, oh, I got to take care of business below the equator. And then you say to yourself, man, I'm going to put this thing that was just on my balls on my face. Or you nick yourself because it's made for your face and not your balls. And then you got issues all night long. Well, Manscaped sent us the Performance Package 4.0, and it is a game changer. Let me tell you, inside this package, you're going to get their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. First, let's talk about the Lawnmower 4.0. This trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents. Thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology, Lawnmower 4.0 is also waterproof and has a 4000K LED spotlight. You need a more precise shave. Because the trimmer is waterproof, you can say goodbye to the mess on the bathroom floor, which I know your lady will appreciate. You thought that was good, but we want to take your grooming even further to the next level. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof, provides proprietary skin-safe technology which helps reduce nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate nose holes. I used this yesterday, and man, I was expecting to have a little tug. Smooth as my balls. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant and Crop Reviver ball toner will change the way you approach your hygiene routine. Trust me when I say this, fellas. Your balls will look up at you and say, thanks, man. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts to their Performance Package 4.0. The Manscaped Boxers, so comfortable, rocking them right now. And the Shed Travel Bag, which is actually the nicest toiletry bag, travel bag that I've ever seen in my life. Bring your comfort and boxers to another level. It's time to take care of yourself. Go to manscaped.com, get 20% off and free shipping with the code RUN20. That's right, get 20% off and free shipping with the code RUN20 at manscaped.com. 20% off and free shipping with RUN20 at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Oh man, DJ, I didn't think you were actually at your computer. I was going to talk all kinds of shit. I didn't see you there. I thought you got up and walked away. I was like, oh, I got the whole show to myself right now. We're going to talk shit about the Raiders. We're going to talk shit about the Lakers. No.
Well, you can talk about basically both of them teams. We can get to that when we get to Falls Count Anywhere.
I am wearing the Manscaped boxers right now. I have to say they are probably the most comfortable pair of boxers I own. Super comfortable.
I'm going to agree with that. I got them packed for the trip.
I thought you were talking about something else. I thought you were saying you had them packed.
Oh,
I thought you were
well,
BBC.
that's a different
BBC.
Well, you know, when I'm wearing them, but I'm talking about in my suitcase. Because you know we're going somewhere hot, and I got the deodorant and everything coming with me.
Yeah, all that stuff. The ball deodorant that'll come in handy down there. Obviously, the Manscaped will come in down there. Come in handy down there. So check it out, manscaped.com. Use the code RUN20 for 20% off. Father's Day, Jesus. Christmas is coming.
Yes, it is.
And you know, ladies, hook up your mans, hook up your dads with the weed whacker, nose hair trimmer. Let's get it. Let's get it, boys. All right. Winners and losers of the week. It's powered by Manscaped. We each pick a winner and a loser of the week. I'm picking a winner. I'm picking Elias because he doesn't have to beat Ezekiel anymore. Back to his old gimmick. And my loser, I have two losers this week. Two losers.
Okay.
JBL's pants and Bret Hart.
Ooh.
As much
I was wondering about if you saw that, yeah.
Oh, yeah. As much as I hate Goldberg, Bret, just stop, dude. He said, all right, so this, if you guys didn't see it, Bret Hart wants Goldberg out of the Hall of Fame. That just came out like a few minutes ago, or earlier today. Mm-hmm. But he also was talking about like Kurt Angle, and he said that Kurt Angle would be a true professional in the ring, and then like at the end of it, he just goes the opposite of Goldberg, like just out of nowhere, and that's where that's like I'm ad-libbing there. I don't know if that's the exact quote, but like it's close to that. You guys can look it up if you need it, but like, dude, we understand that Goldberg ruined your career,
and we all agree. Like
we all hate Goldberg. You don't have to keep bringing him
your
up.
Side,
right?
But the man belongs in the Hall of Fame. Like he does belong in the Hall. He had it.
Yeah, he's significant enough in that.
Yes,
era.
He had a moment in the history of wrestling. Anytime you have that kind of a moment in the history of wrestling, you should be in the Hall of Fame. Like that.
And also, if the Bushwhackers are in, then why should Goldberg be in?
That's hilarious. Before they were the Bushwhackers, though, they were a badass team. Though. They kick your ass.
I forgot what their name was, but
the Sheep Herders.
Mm-hmm. That's it. You got it. Nailed it. But yeah, those Bret Hart obviously more of a loser than JBL's pants. I loved Bret Hart too. Bret Hart is one of my all-time favorites.
He doesn't. There's certain things I don't think he lets go of. Especially like you don't need to. Like we know. Like that didn't even need to be said. Like we know you don't like the man. He did apologize to you.
Right.
So you don't. I don't need to hear it on. In every interview, bro.
If we ever have Bret Hart on the podcast, I'm going to ask him this or that. Who do you hate more, Goldberg or Shawn Michaels?
Ooh, that's going to be a tough question.
Yeah,
but see, he also I think made up with Shawn. So
right.
So he's probably still going to go Goldberg.
Yeah.
But I'd like to hear. That'll be a good question, though. Still,
absolutely.
Still ask it.
Who do you got for your winners and losers?
Winner, I had to go Sammy. I saw how the people are reacting to the honorary Superman punch.
Yeah.
If that's not a win, I don't know what is. And my loser, like I said, I was going to talk about Jericho a little bit, but my loser is actually Claudio or Cesaro.
Oh, how come?
Okay, so just think of what Jericho is doing with the ROH title. how is that not Cesaro? How do you not let Claudio do this exact same run?
Yeah. I see that, man.
So I'm upset. Like, I was like, as I was watching, it just hit me. I'm like, I'm upset for him. Like, it's just like, so he wins it. Like, you come to this company. Obviously, they said, hey, we're gonna put a title on you.
Yep.
Because I feel like WWE still wanted him.
Right.
All right. So he says, okay, I'm gonna go here because they're saying title. Like, I've had only a tag team, one of the best tag team champions ever in WWE. Let's it's not like he didn't get anything there. And then, but they're saying title. All right. So it turns out to be the ROH title. He still didn't complain. He went out there, did his job. You have Jericho take it off of him, who I don't think Jericho is a better wrestler than him. But sorry, guys. And then you're having Jericho carry this title that Claudio could be doing. He could be doing that. So again,
I agree with you, man.
It's like, if you, again, anybody that's, you're listening to this and you're giving me excuses. Okay, then never again tell me about WWE booking. Like, you've lost your give me that card. You don't get to use it anymore then. If you're gonna tell me that this is okay, then don't tell me nothing else about WWE booking.
Fair. Who's your loser or your winner? Oh, you had Sami Zayn. Sorry, yep. My bad. Yep. All right. That brings us to buy and sell. This is a new feature on the show every week, where we find a rumor or just a news piece, and we tell you if we're buying it or selling it. I got here Rick The Rock talking about buying WWE with Nick Khan. Are you buying this or selling it? I am selling it because it seems like every time they talk about it, they are having some of The Rock's tequila while they're talking about it. So I don't know if it's just one of those things that comes up. Like, when I used to get drunk all the time, I would put pictures of Ric Flair up and say it's one of these nights. So maybe that is The Rock saying, every time he gets a little buzz going, he says, hey, Nick, I'm going to buy WWE.
Right. No, I'm going to 100% what you just said. I'm going to sell. When you have companies like, say, Disney, off, like, basically that kind of company, rumored to buy WWE, it's not going to be one guy like The Rock, even though, The Rock has got money. I'm not saying The Rock don't have any money. That's not what I'm saying. He definitely has more than that $7 he had in his pocket. but for buying a global corporation such as WWE, I don't think he has that kind of dough. I think it's just a cool thought for him. Grandmother was a promoter and all that, and
just like all that's great. I don't think it's going to happen. Just like running.
I don't think he's running for president either. Yeah, which I was actually kind of disappointed with that. So, but yeah, no, I'm going to sell.
All right. What do you got for buy sell?
Your boy Rick says that a Charlotte Flair versus Bianca Belair would be just as good as The Rock versus Austin.
Speaking of just stop talking, please. Again, I love Bret Hart, I love Ric Flair, but Ric Flair needs to just stop talking.
What if he gets on one of the Tales from the Territories?
Even that, I feel like he's at the point where, like, you can't buy everything he says. I love the guy. Yeah. My favorite of all time. But I cannot see him. He's delusional, I think, at this point. Don't get me wrong. Bianca and Charlotte probably put on some good matches. But good as The Rock and Austin, I don't think so.
So I believe you and I.
By the way, I'm selling.
You're selling, yeah. So I believe you and I actually really like. I love women's wrestling, and I know you're not down on it. Okay,
I don't hate it, but I don't love it.
Okay,
it depends. I'm not Phil who hates it. I'll throw him under the bus.
I was about to say. I was just about to say Phil, like our boy Phil. If he's ready to throw tomatoes and at the in the ring.
There is good. I think like if you go back to some of those NXTs with Bailey and Sasha and Charlotte and Becky and like those, even some of this most recent stuff, like I said last week when we talked about Extreme Rules, I thought the Bailey and Bianca match was really good. I got no complaints on women's wrestling.
And like I said, the last night the Tony Storm match, like that was a good. They had a good match.
I think when they mess up or when they are bad, it shows more than when the guy like they can't cover it up as easily.
No.
One thing I wish about women's wrestling, though, I will say this. I've said this for a long time with some of my friends. That I wish the women would hit the second rope like Rey Mysterio does, because sometimes it looks really weird when they're trying to bounce off that top rope.
Their elbow way up there.
Just bounce off. All of them should just bounce off the second one like Rey.
Or if you're not tall enough, really to hit that top rope, go ahead and hit the second one, like say Molly Holly or whatever. Like,
I don't know why they decide not to, but
hey, so. And Charlotte and Bianca, like they are the more athletic women that are on the rosters, so their matches are going to have some pop to them. But like to say that like Rock Austin was like even the casual wrestling fan, like knew something about Rock and Austin. Like when they had a match at their WrestleMania matches, even people that knew hardly anything about wrestling knew those two wrestlers. I don't think they're at that level, like both Charlotte or Bianca, and I love Bianca. But yeah, I think, like you said, I think he's selling this a little high.
He's using that new Ric Flair drip strain.
Yeah. So I'm going to sell on that one, even though but I am saying that it would be those would be a damn good matches though.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm actually eager for Charlotte to come back just because we're ready for some new blood here, I think.
Well, I mean,
not necessarily new blood, just like I think the women's division needs like a little puff of oxygen.
Okay. Well, especially because you have Bailey and Bianca are doing just fine for Raw.
Yep.
So for SmackDown though, it's so you're going back and forth with Liz and Ronda. So I think to me, Charlotte should be back there. Like that's where I think they need the most help. I'm gonna have to also put Candice LeRae on the I'm about to start having my list now. So Candice LeRae is on the list. She's another way I don't get it list.
Oh, really? I think she's actually good. I think she's a good wrestler.
I don't get it. She's one of my I don't get it.
Huh. All right.
She's on the list.
All right. She's on the list.
Now you can get off the list. Let me say this. You can get off of the list. Okay. If you come out and kick ass. And I'm all right, I'm taking you off the list. But right now she's on it.
Something I was going to ask you this earlier. This has nothing to do with buy and sell, but we're getting long here with the in the ring. So I'm going to give you something to think about while you're on vacation. We'll talk about it when you come back.
All right.
Is AEW so Ace Steel the first? That's his name, right? The guy that bit Kenny Omega from AEW. He is the first from that fallout to get fired.
Okay.
He got fired this week.
Okay.
Is AEW better right now without CM Punk and the Young Bucks and the Elite? Because Kenny Omega's not really back either.
Right.
Is AEW a better product right now without them? You can give me a simple yes or no right now, or we can talk about it. We can do a little tease and we'll talk about it when you come back. All right, we're going to tease it. We're going to talk about that when DJ comes back from Mexico, because I think it's a very good question. I saw it in another group actually, and I'm leaning towards it is, but I'll give more in-depth answers in a couple weeks.
So I say let's tease it. So there you go, folks. We will talk about that in length.
Absolutely. I'm writing it down so that we don't forget. My pen ran out of ink.
So there you see. So the booker with the with the pen is booking that question right now.
That's right. All right. Time to get into Walk That Toy Aisle. Walk That Toy Aisle is brought to you by our friends over at Wrestling Collector Shop. If you are not following them on Instagram or Twitter or any of their social media, you are missing out because last week they had some fire sales, if you will.
Yes.
And also they are the best place to buy wrestling action figures because they have a rewards program. We'll talk about that in a second, but make sure you head over to wrestlingcollectorshop.com. Use the code RUN10 for anything that you buy and get yourself 10% off. If you spend over $50, you can use the code RUN all one word, and you get free shipping. WrestlingCollectorShop.com. Lots of new stuff in stock. They should be getting, if they're not in already, actually, the WrestleMania Elites should be in soon. If not, if not already. They had a huge sale last week, so they are out of Ultimate Edition Series 15, which is Brock and the Ultimate Warrior. I grabbed the second to last Ultimate Warrior, the WrestleMania 7 Ultimate Warrior.
Wow.
I grabbed that with my $25 in rewards that I had. So I paid, I think for the figure and shipping, I paid $15 altogether.
Yeah, I almost got that $25 certificate. So I keep logging in every day.
Yep, that's what I used. Yeah, all you got to do is go to the website and log in every day. Not every day, but like every couple days or whatever, and you'll get points just for doing that. Like, do it. Make a purchase. You get more points. It's wild. The reward system is great. So, and of course, they've got everything coming. Elite Series 98 should be coming shortly. It's like the end of the month.
Yep.
Elite 97, that's the Chainsaw Charlie, almost. Sheamus, Alexa Bliss, Xavier Woods, Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
Set. Those are all in.
I think I'm gonna get the Mean Gene.
Oh, I did that. I did the Mean Gene loose. I did it in set, so I didn't have to buy the whole set.
Right.
I just wanted Mean Gene, so I bought. Although that Macho King, man, every time I see that Macho King,
it looks really good.
Very
I like the face scan on that Dusty, by the way.
Tempted. Yes.
Because he looks like he's having such a good time. I'm like, I like that. Like, that's a good scan.
I love that they took this set for WrestleMania and they basically said, all right, Dusty versus Macho Man was from WrestleMania 6.
Right.
Hogan and Rock is from WrestleMania 18. Let's do one figure of each. I love it. I hope they keep doing it that way, where it's like four figures from two different matches. Absolutely.
Yep.
And of course, I love the Mean Gene Build-A-Figure. I pre-ordered that. It's $49.99, but you don't have to buy the whole set. You're saving $50.
I'm about to say that's a lot of money. You save a lot of money if you just want that Mean Gene.
Yep. Wrestling Collector Shop, man. It's where it's at. All right. Big news in the world of wrestling figures. This week, Chella Toys was acquired by, I'm pulling up their exact quote here. They were acquired by Wrestling Trader over in the UK. So, statement from Wrestling Trader, please direct all correspondence to Wrestling Trader while this page goes under reconstruction. That's the Chella Toys page. Thank you. I've been wanting to share this news for you for some time, but there have been a lot of factors to consider. We realize it's been a frustrating time for you all. So we hope that this provides collectors with reassurance for the future. We're now able to confirm our intention to take over Chella Toys and are hopefully in the final part of legal proceedings. We're not able to put a time scale on it as it's in the hand of solicitors. But please rest assured you'll be able to get an update as soon as we're able. We appreciate many of you who are still waiting for Al Snow, Big Daddy, and Blue Haystacks, and we aim to have a positive announcement on this by the end of the week. Yeah, Blue Media. As for Wrestling Megastars 2, we promise to keep you all informed of every stage of the process. Pre-order has been temporarily paused while our takeover is going on.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, even though we're not yet in ownership of Chella Toys, we'd like to thank everyone for the continued support and patience while we work through the final proceedings. We also are continuing to work through all Chella orders and answer your inquiries. Thank you for your support and your patience. So this is going to include the Greg the Hammer Valentine, the whole BWO, Haku, Andre the Giant. I think there's a couple others in there as well, like you said, Al Snow. But a lot of people have asked, hey, what's the deal with like the figure collections ones? So Wrestling Trader and Chella Toys, they're doing their thing. Figure collections, stay tuned. Stuff is still coming, including Gangrel, Luna Vachon, stuff that we had talked about before. All those are still coming. They will be. You will get them. They're coming. So and stay tuned, man, because to see what's next from Figure Collections. I'm telling you, stay tuned.
All right.
So kind of crazy that that all happened this week, but and in the meantime, Zombie Sailor is over there like, hey, I'm gonna have a pre-order for wave 2 of my Heels and Faces lineup, and that is going down October 27th. You guys will be able to pre-order series 2, which is Bruiser Brody, Kevin Sullivan, Nick Gage, Andre the Giant, King Kong Bundy, and Raven. 8 p.m. Eastern time, zombiesailor.com. These do look really, really good. The Andre the Giant looks good. King Kong Bundy, I was talking with Michael Annam. He said that that's the only one that like really tickles his fancy. And I'm kind of like, you know what? That one does look really good. We already have Andre. Like, I don't need a perfect Andre. Like the Hasbro Andre is good enough for me. But the King Kong Bundy is tempting, and Bruiser Brody, because I like Bruiser Brody is just such a legend.
Yes.
And I will say that the quality of the figures, like I got the Earl Hebner and the Dino Bravo in my case, and they are phenomenal. So they're worth the money for sure. So you guys can pre-order those October 27th. You gonna grab any? You gonna grab I can see you grabbing Bruiser Brody.
I am a Bruiser Brody fan. Maybe something like I think this might grab me.
All right.
Because the Powerhouse Wrestling one's $50. So.
That these might be close to 40 maybe. But it comes with soft goods, fur, and a chain. So
does the Powerhouse.
That's right. You're right. Yep. And then in the rest of the world of wrestling news, Asylum, kind of out of nowhere here. They put out pictures of there are so many wrestling figure brands right now. They put out Hawk and Animal as the Road Warriors, and these actually they don't look like retros. They look like that Superstars line, which is going to be very interesting. They look more like the Superstars line than the Hasbro line. 5.5 inch articulated figures, removable spike shoulder pads. Series 1 is going to have 5 figures. They've only shown Hawk and Animal for right now. So I might have to jump on those just because I love Legion of Doom so much. So,
man.
So much to spend our money on.
They always do this. Yeah, I'm looking at them right now.
I was talking with one of my buddies last week, and it just never ends, man. And I think that's part of the reason why I got out of it is just because there's no end. No, at least with the Hasbros, I know. I was talking about this too. I know with the Hasbros, like I'm probably never going to finish my collection just because the prices have gotten so ridiculous. Maybe I'll come across, a random one here or there.
Right.
But I'm at the point where I'm just kind of like, I only need the expensive ones. So
I hold that.
Yeah. Like Ludwig Borga, the Smoking Guns, the 1-2-3 Kid. Those are the ones I have left. And with the exception, I think Rick Steiner and Blue Mr. Perfect are like the last two that I need that are relatively cheap right now.
Right.
And then like the mail-aways and like some of the other, and I'm just like, man, I think I'm just going to hold off. I remember like 1-2-3 Kid a few years ago was like $100. Hopefully they'll go down again at some point. But it does seem like more people are selling than buying right now too, which is kind of crazy. And that's just going off of our flea market and some of the other Facebook groups. It seems like more people are just trying to sell.
Sign of the times, man. Like the times are hard. Times got hard.
We had that boom during COVID where like collectibles were like through the roof, and now it's like everybody's like, I bought too much shit.
I'm about to say, everybody looked around. It's like, what did I do? And I need some of that money back.
Yeah.
But looking at this, these are totally Superstars hashed or Remco.
Yep.
Yeah. 5.5 inch. But the old school Remco did not have the shoulder pads.
Right.
They have Paul Ellering too, and but yeah, no, I think I'm in on these.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be in on those too. I
This
just
is
followed them on
right in
Instagram.
my alley.
I love those superstars, the superstar line.
Yes.
DJ, you pointed this out. Actually, I told my wife about it, and the retro Halloween costumes,
yes,
are popping up at Spirit Halloween.
Yes,
these are the costumes.
Picture to the pod chat.
Yeah, these are the costumes that were like. I was explaining it to my wife. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, yes, you do. It was the same costume, like the same
plastic
basic
schmuck.
The plastic bodysuit.
Yes.
And the mask that you could barely see out of.
Yes. And a little hole in the mouth for to breathe out of.
You couldn't breathe or see out of these masks. And they're $30 at Spirit. Who are some of the characters that they have? Batman, right?
They had and the OG Batman too, like the blue and gray Batman. It looked the mask looked exactly the same from the 80s. The Darth Vader, like if you guys see these, the Darth Vader mask though was dope. Okay. Like for real. Like so the mouth part still, like they put a series of holes in the in the mouth grid for Darth Vader, but the eyes, they put mesh over the holes. So I was like, oh, I was like, that's a little upgrade there. I did not, because the box was so you couldn't open it really.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's still a plastic schmuck, but maybe there's an improvement there as well. Maybe it's fabric now. But yeah, I was kind of tempted, like just to kind of mess around. I was tempted.
You said they're $30, right?
They're $30.
I'm gonna see if I can find them on their website here, real quick. Speaking of Halloween, real quick, what are you going as? I said what I was going as. What are you going as?
I'm not sure, because see, we come back. So we come back like right before, right? We come back. It's like that weekend, like the next weekend. Like we come back on Thursday afternoon, and then boom, we go right into Halloween weekend. So
nice.
I'm still kind of not sure. I know, like, so again, I have my daughter that weekend and she's got a party. So I guess I was more focused on that than my own costume.
Dude, it kind of snuck up. Like
it did.
Thank God for my wife, honestly, because she took my kid to go get his costume really like a few weeks ago.
Yep.
And usually I'm the one who's like, hey, we got to go get these. Like, hurry up. And she was the one who was like, we should probably grab these now, like what he wants to be.
Sure.
Just to be safe. I can't find these damn costumes on Super 7Gs on Spirit's website, but I'm gonna keep looking.
Yeah,
I want to. Oh, here we go. Found them. Whoa, all right. They're down to $10 on the website.
Look at that.
They were 20 actually. Maybe it was higher in California, but on the website they were 20.
Remember, I'm in California, folks.
Yeah. So it's not. They're adult sized. What?
They're adult size. I forgot to say
realize
that.
Yeah,
sorry.
They were kid size.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah, they're the adult size.
Whoa. So the smock like you were talking about is like just like a foam like shirt kind of deal.
Okay.
But yeah, the Batman one is sick. I want to see the rest of them though.
The Batman one looks so damn near exactly like
Darth Vader. Dude, if these are $10, I literally might go get. Oh, fuck!
Is that bullshitting?
No, the Star Wars one or the Darth Vader one, man. The box is even like retro. Like this is like,
oh yeah, the whole thing, the whole presentation, they weren't messing around. I love it. They didn't mess around with it.
There's a Yoda unless these are just like they just did it on the box to like make it. Oh my god, these are cool.
That Flash one's not bad either.
Wow. I'm like all over these like a fucking loser. Whatever, man.
No, that's what this show's about.
Hell yeah. I love
see
Halloween
the
costumes.
mask though, like you see the Darth Vader mask.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah. See, I have honey on my browser.
Yep.
And so it says it went down. Like it's showing me that it went.
Oh, okay.
that it did go down. Like they're trying to move these.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like 12 days before Halloween. That's crazy.
Right.
So, I just about almost said Christmas, but
The Darth Vader. Did you see the shirt for the Darth Vader?
Yeah, that's cool.
With the little, oh man.
With the little cape. Very little cape. Very cool. Check these guys out. If just like I found them by going to Spirit. Or you can type in Ben Cooper because he's the one I guess who designed them. There's a Gremlins, Superman, Ninja Turtles, Flash, Yoda. I might swing through Spirit this weekend and see if they're still $10. I don't know what I'd grab though.
Yeah, you got Superman. You got like the Superman and Batman mask though. That was for those of you that weren't born yet. Like that is exactly the mask.
That Superman mask is speaking to me right now.
That's hilarious.
The Michelangelo might be coming home with me though if it's $10 and at check in store availability. I'm so sidetracked right now. I'm sorry, guys.
This is what we do.
Not available in Enfield, Connecticut. That's the closest one I have. Damn it.
So all right. Have to put a rush.
Yeah, or I might have to just. I don't want it for Halloween. I just want it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh man, this one's not available. Maybe they're not available in my area, or they're sold out. Maybe I don't know. All right, let's get back on track here. We Christmas right around the corner. Holidays right around the corner. And I was at Target today, and I'm telling you, there is at least 10 Rey Mysterio Legends, at least 8 Mr. T Ultimates. I found 2 Molly Holly Chases. Like there is a lot of figures on the shelf, and that's just WWE. There's a lot of Marvel. There's a lot of Star Wars. There is a lot of everything. Never mind like the kids' toys, Buzz Lightyear, Legos. Like actually, Legos are probably the one that is like. There seems to be holes. Everything else, though,
the Lego fans that don't play.
No,
Lego fans do not play.
That's what I mean. Like with the Lego, like the shelves, there's like holes on the shelves. However, what is Target, Walmart? I haven't been to a Walmart in a while, but probably over a month. But what are they gonna do at Christmas time? Like you can only clearance so many of these out. Are they gonna end up at these bargain outlet stores that we've been seeing? Like this is crazy. I think it was Kyle Peterson who said like it was so hard to order stuff for so long during COVID and everything got backed up. And now stuff's easier to get. So the stores just have an abundance of things like I could have bought the whole most recent wave of Legends at Target tonight if I wanted to.
Yes. I had a night like that at Target too. Yep.
Yeah. Bradshaw, Farouk, Molly Holly, and Rey Mysterio, all 4 of them,
and have plenty of them. Like it made it to where it's kind of funny. It made it to where I was like, I don't have to get them right now. Let me just go with my regular shopping and I'll come back.
Yeah,
like,
that's how much drop in price. It's like, what are they going to do with all the shelf space? Like, and they got to be thinking about that soon.
Oh, because it's coming, right? Like you got Christmas coming.
It's coming, man. It'll be here before we know it.
And and who knows, like, how many people have wrestling collectors in their in their family that to buy gifts for. Right.
Because kids don't want a Molly Holly figure.
No, nor do they know who she is. They're more of the basics, right? So, but still, like, I mean, that's a lot. Like you said, there's a lot of figures. Like, I mean, like you said, I could get the Acolytes anytime I want.
Yeah.
Mr. T is going to be $15 at some point.
Gotta be
at some point because there was a bunch of him. Wow. So no more FOMO. I guess, like I said, it's kind of funny that I didn't feel like, because eventually I do want to get the Acolytes, but I'm just like, at the time I was like, let me save this $40 for Mexico.
Yeah.
I'll get them when I come back. And I have no fear that they won't be available.
Yeah, absolutely. There were still Canes and Stacy Keebler's on my shelves tonight too.
Yeah, she's the peg warmer. Poor Stacy. She's all over the place.
Yep. All right, DJ. Any weekly purchases this week?
No, and that's like so. I was saving everything for the trip. But if I do find a cool mat, because I am going to be walking around to the the shops and everything. Like we're even going to take a couple of tours of the city. So if I find a cool mask,
Nice.
or some of the AAA action figures that are around,
Yep.
I will definitely go for it.
If you do go to like a mask place or a place that has figures, definitely do a vlog. That would be sick to have on the YouTube channel or the Patreon. So, then if you don't have anything else, I don't have anything else. Let's go to Falls Count Anywhere.
Let's go.
Falls Count Anywhere is brought to you by our friends over at Homage. Do you know what they brought back this week, DJ? They brought back the starter jacket.
Oh man,
I looked at them.
Yeah,
the Patriots. It's got the throwback logo. I know you're not a fan of the throwback logo, but man, I love that fucking logo. And
it's just a hilarious logo.
It's royal blue, and
taking it up the ass. And
I was so ready to pull the trigger, but they're like $145, and then I'm like,
I'm looking at them right now.
I'm never gonna wear this. Like, I'm never gonna wear this. I very rarely wear a jacket as it is, even here in New England. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy this. I'm never gonna wear it. So I passed. But if you guys have more swag than I do,
this is so many memories here. They even got the Oilers, folks.
Yep.
The Oilers have a jacket.
See, and when I was a kid, though, like these remind me more of like chalk lines, because when I was a kid, I had a starter, but it was a pullover, and it had like the pocket in the front, and like like quarter zipped, and it had a starter like zipper. Those are what I had. I didn't have these satin jackets, but that Patriots one, man, the way it says, like it's got that old school Patriots font in the back. Damn, they are tempting, but again, I'm never gonna wear it. It's gonna sit in my closet. And
see, I would. Maybe I would totally rock this.
The Raiders one is pretty sick, man, and it's black. Like you can't go wrong,
dude. And so that jacket, like, see, I wasn't allowed to have that jacket when I was a kid. It was part of gang culture.
Oh,
so you could so it was a real thing that you could either get shot or arrested just because you had that jacket on.
Damn.
Okay, that was a real thing. Now I'm like, I can do
what I want.
Yes. So I might have to use our code on that. Like, how much is it with the code?
$145, and then with the code, you get 15% off. The code is RUNINPOD. Make sure you use our link if you do it, because we'll get some credit for that.
I'm about to say get some credit for that.
So quick math, 145. Oh, takeaway 15%. You're looking at 123, my man, and some change, and free shipping, because everything over $75 gets free shipping.
Yep.
So very cool stuff. Of course, Homage killing it. They kill it with everything.
Yes.
They got new baseball shirts up just in time for the playoffs. New football shirts all the time. WWE shirts. I wonder if they're going to drop some new WWE shirts with Survivor Series right around the corner. You should probably ask them that.
Definitely for like I remember they're on like Royal Rumble. They're usually on it. Like, that's when like you get like a whole new WWE section. Like so when Royal Rumble comes along. So
so check it out. Homage. They're the dopest shirts in the game. They actually do have a new shirt. It's Good to Be Bad. It's a Razor Ramon shirt.
Oh, look at that. Okay.
And it's pretty cool. You guys can check it out. Go to runinpod.com and then go on to deals and use our affiliate link. That helps us out tremendously. And then again, if it's your first time buying, you can use the code RUNINPOD. And I'll let you know a little secret. If it's not your first time buying, just use a different email address and it'll work. Falls Count Anywhere. Football, man. It's I don't know if we say this every season, but I do not remember a season with this much parity. Like the Patriots
do not say this every season.
3-3. The Ravens are 3-3. Like I did not think the Patriots would be on the Ravens level this year. And here we are. They're sitting 3-3. The Bills and the Chiefs played another great game. That should have been the Sunday night game. That was the game of the week.
Right.
It's just everything's so crazy with the NFL.
I mean, I think they thought that Russell Wilson on the Broncos was gonna be this whole thing, and they're still scoring 16 points a game.
That's another thing. He sucks.
Yeah. No, it's I can't like I'm starting like I'm gonna let the season play out, but I'm starting to think that Pete Carroll was the one that was game planning, knowing what his limitations are. So that's what I'm starting to think.
We can see that.
Because look at Geno now. Look at Geno with Pete Carroll. Who looks more, like who looks more like a quarterback that went to the Super Bowl?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So
looking at some of these records, like Chiefs are 4-2. So look at I just said the Patriots like have the same record as the Ravens.
Like, to me, the Chiefs do not look like world beaters. Like they're giving up, like, they cannot keep this up all year where they go down 20 points and then come roaring back. Like that's not going to work all year long.
Right. So the Patriots, who I did not think had a chance of doing anything, I still don't really think they have a chance of doing anything this year. It's almost like I said this to somebody the other day, where it's defense, like, oh yeah, and solid running game out of nowhere. I said to somebody earlier this season, earlier this week, like I would never, and I don't expect them to win the Super Bowl. I don't, but there's like a point where it's like, okay, you guys need to make up your mind, either be good enough to make the playoffs or decent enough to like go on a little bit of a run in the playoffs, or please just suck so that we can get a good draft pick.
Right.
But the Patriots right now have the same record as the Bucks, the Rams, last year's Super Bowl champions, the Ravens, who are in first place in the AFC North, the Bengals, who made it to the Super Bowl last year. Like it's insane.
Oh, there's a whole logjam.
And they're in last place in their division. It's crazy. And the Giants, dude.
The Giants look really good. And Jets. Both the Giants and the Jets look pretty good.
And the Eagles are 6-0. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw the Eagles.
And I am a Jalen Hurts fan. Like I really think he's really good.
Yeah.
And he obviously worked on his game over the summer because he's passing way better than he was last year.
Yep. What I was going to say something else. Giants being 5-1, man. Brian Daboll, he's killing it with that team. It's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, both. I mean, they've won both kinds of games. They've won dogfights. They've won where they just went out and mollywop people. And hey, like there's nothing I can, again, like let's see how everything plays out. And like NFL's
still
crazy.
Early. It's only week 6.
Yeah, and 17 weeks now, and you got injuries, you got everything else that can happen. I kind of want at this point, I kind of want my team to do a San Antonio Spurs, where go ahead and get like keep losing games by like 2-3 points, so that way like you're still a good team, and then get like a first, second, third, pick in the draft. So now you're about to get another star player that you're going to add to this team that was actually really good that just happened to get a high draft pick. So that's what
that's what I'm saying. Is like be good or be bad. Like pick one.
Yeah. So so I'm saying suck, but like good enough to where guys are like, wait, but if we win those, basically one more possession next year, we win all those games.
Right.
So you're not too down. You're still a good team. Because I hear a lot of people, and it's true. Like they're like they can come back because I mean they're about to start going against the teams that they can totally beat up on, like the Raiders are. But I'm just like I don't want them to. Now I'm like I don't want them to win. I want a high draft pick. We're not going to win the Super Bowl. Like there's no way they're winning the Super Bowl. So why go all the way to getting a star college player?
Yep. Sunday night game this week is Pittsburgh at Miami. I have a feeling we're both picking Miami.
Pittsburgh versus and then I think Tua is supposed to play.
He's on one of my fantasy teams. I got the notification that he is now listed as healthy.
Okay. See, I have Hill on basically almost all of my teams. Because that's where I drafted. Like on just about all of my fantasy drafts, Hill was the best player by the time I got to go in the first round. But see, Pittsburgh though, like just to make a story out of this, like
I think
like
Trubisky's back at quarterback because Kenny Pickett got hurt.
did he? Oh yeah, so now I gotta pick Miami then. I was gonna say they actually they're picking up some momentum with him. I didn't know he got hurt though.
Yeah, he got hurt this past week.
Wow.
I don't know if he's supposed to play or not supposed to play. Like I don't know what the status is as of right now, but he definitely got hurt last week and came out of the game.
Damn.
And Trubisky went back in. So, but
yeah, I gotta pick Miami.
Yeah, I have a confession to make about football right now.
Okay,
I'm starting to hate Tom Brady.
You know, again, I call him the Ric Flair of football anyway.
I can't believe you're not like wilding out on my statement there.
Because now I'm like, come on over. Like, no, I don't want to wild out because I want you to keep the energy. Like, I don't want to mess with it. So that's why I'm like doing like the Emperor on Star Wars. Like, come on in.
Well,
so no, you don't make a big reaction. You let them come on in.
Just like all this stuff, the dude is basically throwing away his life for football.
Correct. And you're not going to win. Like, they're not winning the Super Bowl. So you're not winning it.
No, he's playing like crap.
Yep.
He's yelling at his offensive lineman, which is not new. But what really did it was like death by paper cut. It was like, dude, you're giving up on your family. Mm-hmm. Like you're this. And then this week he said a asinine comment about the military and comparing being in the NFL. Tom Brady compares grind of NFL season to military deployment. This, honestly, to circle back to wrestling, this sounds like something Tony Khan would say.
I can go with that.
Like I almost look at football season like you're going away on deployment, Brady said. It's like, man, here I go again. There's only one way to do it. Excuse me, sir. You're not getting shot at. No. You're also making millions and millions of dollars.
Right.
Millions of dollars. Not just playing football either. Football is giving you the opportunity to get money from Uggs and Serta or whoever makes his mattress, Under Armour, his eating good program, whatever the TB12 thing. Right. Like, bro, back it up. Think about what you fucking said. Man. Like, how do you say that?
No, it sucked. I mean, I've been through with him for a while, but I mean, like when he
talk about ignorant.
So let's talk. Let's go back to even where he got sacked and kicks a guy, kicked the guy like a child, and then the guy got a flag.
Right.
I'm just like, you're kidding. And then I think, I'm starting to think though, for real. I think his offensive line is like, yeah, okay, dude, let's see.
Fuck this guy.
And then he went to you missed almost all of training camp.
Right.
You guys, you're like, I'm good enough. Fuck you guys. You guys go run around in the sun. I'm going to go over here.
I didn't think it was a good look to be. He was at Robert Kraft's wedding on Friday.
That's what I too. Yep.
And then yelling at his linemen for not doing their job on Sunday.
Like, that's like, you didn't even come to walk through. You
right. Whether he's right or wrong, that's just not a good look.
Because I almost it would not surprise me if it came like somebody analyzed this stuff and said, yeah, actually the line was prepared to do something else because that's what we went through on walkthrough. And then he changed everything. And then now it was all screwed up and that's why he got sacked.
Yep.
So I bet you it wouldn't surprise me if somebody were able to dig that out. And then here he is cussing at the line and because you saw how they were looking at him. You guys take your next time you see that clip, take your eyes off of Brady and look at the line. They're staring in the space because they're like, dude, fuck you. We'll do open door in a minute. Like keep yelling.
Yeah. Yep. It's unreal, man.
You can't run.
On fucking real.
All we got to do is not guard. All we got to do is not touch somebody for half a second. You can't run. We know you can't run. So. So yeah, this team's not winning the Super. So he basically gave up his family for a team that's not winning the Super Bowl. Even Gronk was like, dude, I'm done. I'm tired of getting like, and I, all, I get all respect to Gronk, but think about it. Just like he was like a safety blanket, and Gronk used to get blasted most of the time Brady threw him the ball.
Yep.
Like there was hardly a time where he was just running free by the time Brady threw him the ball. He usually threw it to him with a guy coming full speed. That takes a toll. Okay.
Yep. Or over the middle.
Yep. Or when he broke his forearm because he was like, I remember that one. And it's like, dude, I'm done. I'm done with football. Like there is no, no, I don't want to put the band back together anymore.
Bigger they are, the harder they fall, right?
Correct.
So I'm all set with Brady for a while.
Yeah. Go home, man. Go home. Wherever that is. Like time to go home, I think.
A couple other things here just to touch on. Christmas Story 2. We saw a trailer for that.
All right.
I'm not a huge Christmas Story guy. I know I'm gonna get shit for that, but I am not a huge Christmas Story guy. I feel like
let's time out. Wait, I gotta jump in here. So just help me. You got to help me here. So you're all over Home Alone.
I love Home Alone,
and not a Christmas Story guy.
You know what? I think it's because it's what I grew up on. I grew up on Home Alone. I didn't grow up on Christmas Story.
Christmas Story coming on all day, Christmas Eve and Christmas.
That's
you didn't grow up with it.
I don't think I've sat down and watched all of Christmas Story because it's on TBS. I know the movie. I know what it's about. I know what happens because I think I've seen enough bits and pieces
where you put the whole movie together
through the years on TBS.
Right.
Where, I put the whole movie together. I will say, like, I sat down a couple years ago and watched Christmas Vacation for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And that, I don't love it. It's enjoyable. Actually, I think it's very overrated. I think people love it way too much. They quote it too much. And then it was like one of those things where I saw it later in life. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I've heard all this stuff. It's like saying like, oh, you got to go try this restaurant. You got to go try this restaurant. And then you go try it. And it's like, it's all right. It's all right. Yeah, exactly. I kind of feel the same way about Christmas Story. Like every time I watch it on TBS, I'm just like, meh. So I'm like in no rush or no, like, I think it's cool that they're like kind of bringing it back. Most sequels suck. So we'll see what happens.
Because I want to see how they do this. It's years and years later. I just liked
kid grown up, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And then the Christmas, Christmas Story. I'm not saying that it's like the greatest Christmas movie of all time. That's not what I'm saying. But I do, for me, it is on the same level. Like it's damn near the same movie as Home Alone. Like, so it's in the same genre and everything. Okay, for me, like that's the way I see the movie. So that's why I was shocked that that you were just not a Christmas Story guy.
Yeah, maybe I need to do a watch along on Patreon.
Hey.
But
especially if you haven't sat and watched it, like from 30 for 30.
Yeah, it's true. The other thing I had was RIP. We got to pour one out here, DJ, for Cartoon Network, dude. I loved Cartoon Network. I loved a lot of the evolution of Cartoon Network, how it became like you put it on to watch the Flintstones or Jetsons or like one of those Hanna-Barbera
dude.
Yeah. And then it evolved into like its own thing where you had Space Ghost and
Space Ghost late night show. Yes.
I was never a Powerpuff Girls fan, but that it was on that, on that channel.
Right.
I'm trying to think of some of
the
other
like Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. That's who I was trying to think of. So like you had all these
one-man army.
But you could watch all these old cartoons on there too. Like it was just so good. Adult Swim. It's all gone. Our kids will never know. Well, my kid doesn't know.
So is Adult Swim gonna live on HBO Max or
that? I don't know. Actually,
so that can't go. You can't take Adult Swim away.
Let's see. Cartoon Network news. Oh wait, this was one day ago. From Hype Beast.
Okay.
Amid rumors, Cartoon Network announces it's not shutting down. Okay. Y'all, we're not dead. We're just turning 30, the company said in a tweet.
Nice.
Okay, back it up. 80s and 90s babies. The world had over recoiled in horror last week as rumors of Cartoon Network's closure began to swirl across the internet. Now Cartoon Network says it debunked those rumors. Y'all, we're not dead. We're just turning 30.
Okay.
This was from, what is the date on this article? October 18th. So that was yesterday.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Whew.
Yeah.
Whew.
That was going to be like...
My kid.
All right, folks. Relax. Shake it off.
Ooh. We have me and my kid are going to the Bruins tomorrow. We have an hour-and-a-half car ride. He's watching Cartoon Network the whole ride there.
See? See? I mean, like, I can, like, I'm this age and I still can watch El Kabong hit somebody over the head with a guitar, and it makes me, like, I'm going to laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
it's crazy to me that my kid only knows, like, the Looney Tunes characters from Space Jam. Space Jam 1 and Space Jam 2.
Oh,
he has never, the only time he sees, like, the Looney Tunes, like Merry Melodies cartoons is when we're at the Six Flags here, because it's
and
like,
mine.
Yeah, it's like, it's Looney Tunes themed.
Yeah. And then they show you the cartoons in line. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. So, I never really thought of that either until
no, you just put that in my head. Wow.
Like 2 years ago. I'm like, my kid doesn't even know, like, my kid probably doesn't know the Flintstones, the Jetsons, any of those.
They only know the ones that got canceled. Pepe Le Pew got canceled, which he probably should have.
And it's just like there's no Saturday morning cartoons anymore, and that's depressing.
No, I mean, because it's all like most of it is like either anime kind of stuff.
Yep.
Or it's
just Netflix. Like, my kid watches like Lego cartoons on Netflix.
Wow.
And he watches Ninja Turtle cartoons on
That was an event. Like Saturday morning, like the Saturday morning lineup was like an event.
Big ass bowl of cereal.
Yes.
Dude, that might have to be a draft.
Ooh, that is a draft.
Saturday morning cartoons.
That is a draft.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on the list.
Yep.
You just made the list.
So you make the list of drafts, and I make the list of I don't get it wrestlers.
Yeah. All right, DJ. While I put that on the list, what are you watching this week?
All right. So let's see. I think She-Hulk had its finale. So definitely doing some more Game of Thrones. And while I'm on vacation, we are going to go and watch Black Adam.
Oh, nice. Dedicated.
Yeah. So, and I saw I've been reading the review so far. I saw IGN's review, and immediately, as the guy did the review, he said mediocre. But then in the comments, it was like, there's people like, no, I've seen the movie, and and was like going back at the the review that they put out. So so I'm gonna see for myself, because I do feel like there is times that I do feel like that there is a bias, kind of like the AEW WWE kind of thing is. I think people want to compare everything to a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, you can't do that, because okay, think about it. Let me give you the recipe here. So think about all of your favorite Marvel movies, right? So regardless of what the title is, so even we'll use Captain America as an example. Notice that 2 of Captain America's movies were basically another Avengers. They just threw everybody in there. So okay, so DC doesn't normally do that. They're they want you to get especially origin movies. No, we want you to know this character. And I think people tend to blast them for it. And I'm like, wait, but it was actually I thought the first Aquaman was a decent movie. So was the first Wonder Woman, and so was Shazam. So what are we talking about here? Those were decent movies. Why does it have to be this, everything has to be like Marvel? And I'm, I don't get it.
Yep. I would agree with you. Because I enjoyed Shazam. I enjoyed the Wonder Woman movies. Maybe not 84, but I didn't like 84 that much. I enjoyed the first one.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of, Shazam was just kind of funny, but I enjoyed it.
And I like if you have the time,
Aquaman.
if you have the time, I actually like the Zack Snyder
Justice League.
League.
Yeah, I haven't watched that. Yeah, I haven't had.
But you have to have the time though. Like I will tell you that. Like,
Yeah.
it's a, it's like watching Lord of the Rings. Like it's gonna you're gonna be there. But but when you see it all put together better, right? With all of the scenes that should have been in it, everything makes more sense. Like it all flows better. And I'm like, okay, this is a way better movie than the one that was in the movie theater.
Yeah. All I watched this week was surprising baseball playoffs.
Of course.
Football.
Of course, I don't want to watch anymore. So
well, now I'm at the point. I'm just at the point where I'm watching for teams to lose. I need the Yankees and Astros to lose. That's all I care about.
do. I need the Astros to lose, and I also need the Padres to lose. So.
I'm kind of going for the Padres. And the NHL started back up. So, like I said, me and my kid are going to we're actually going to the Bruins tomorrow night.
Nice.
Excited for that.
I saw my Kings are doing pretty good.
I have not paid that much attention to like standings and stuff.
Okay. They won 4-3, I believe it was.
Oh, all right. It's been like 3 games. I think like the Bruins have played 3 games.
Right.
4 games now, I think, maybe after last night. But
the Sharks are playing pretty bad right now. I hear people complaining about it.
The Sharks have they changed their uniforms up a little bit. They're 0. The Sharks are 0-5.
Yeah, so
Kings are 3-2, so they're not terrible. But
yeah,
the Sharks, they went with like the old school teal jerseys, but they're also wearing like teal pants with them. They look and socks, and they look fire. They look great.
Okay.
So,
I do like the teal. Like the teal always look good. Yeah.
Yep. The NHL is also announcing their reverse retros, which is like every team gets like a third jersey, and they like it has ties to their old jerseys.
So the purple and gold for
probably Kings. Purple and gold for the Kings, or if they're really brave, they'll do the yellow and purple. That's what you just said, purple and gold. I was thinking purple and silver and black from like the 90s and 2000s, but
when they had like when they had Aquaman on the on the logo, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
But those should be announced like within the next week or so.
All right.
But that's it for this episode. We're gonna run through our rundown here, guys. Don't forget to join the Patreon if you haven't already. Patreon.com/runinpod. And of course, here we go. We got all our friends. We got a shout out. I got to add one here. I'm going to do it right now before I forget. J and J Toy Company. On Whatnot. Big fans of the show. I jumped into one of their streams last week. They were shouting out the show nonstop while I was in there. So appreciate those guys. Make sure you follow them on Whatnot if you're trying to buy some figs. Yeah, they put on a pretty entertaining Whatnot stream. So definitely check that out. Of course, our boy Nick Thompson and Phil Gentile over at the Fig Cave Podcast. They're part of the fam. Another part of the fam is Kenny. Check out his conversations with Kenny. Or to call up, we got Gorilla Brain Podcast, a pro wrestling podcast. Make sure you check both those out. Of course, Wrestling Collector Shop, Homage, Manscaped. Check out all our sponsors. Figure Collections. Who am I forgetting? Heroes Hideout. Ray's Energy Drink. You can check them all out at runinpod.com/deals. And then, of course, you got to check out Barrios Toys out there in California. You can follow us. Everything you need is at runinpod.com. On Twitter, we are at Runin Podcast. Instagram is at the Runin Pod. DJ is at Fig Night with a K 27.
Exactly.
And DJ, man, enjoy Mexico. Don't get lost. Make sure you come back.
Oh no, we're coming back. This is Puerto Vallarta. Like it's very peaceful there. No, I'm gonna go and me and Athena and I get some sun and rest. And probably not that much rest, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. When you get back, then the countdown to Disney begins. So, and that's not going to be very relaxing, but it's going to be a fucking blast. I can't wait.
Oh, yeah.
So, this has been episode number 107 of the Runnin' Podcast. If you enjoyed it, tell your friends, tell your dad, tell your mom, tell your brothers and sisters, tell everybody that you enjoy the Runnin' Podcast. We out of here.